G'day Dark Realmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again. And today I'm reviewing a great little anthology that you may find really worthwhile checking out. Hey, if this is your first time to the diaries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to keep up with the best in horror from books, movies, creepypasta and trivia, make sure to hit the subscribe button so that way you will never miss out on anything from the Dark Realm Diaries. Okay, Dark Realmers, well, this is a great little anthology that I just finished reading and I thought I'd share my thoughts on it with you. So let's get started. Yeah. Well, Dark Realmers, Nightmare Unhinged is an anthology that has been created by a group of indie Colorado writers. And what's nice about this too is not only by purchasing this are you supporting indie authors, but a portion of the royalties is going to a Colorado cancer center. So you're doing something decent too. And hey, this anthology is great value. It's 20 stories for under $2. That's less than a cup of coffee. Come on. First thing I've got to say is, as an author who's constantly coming up with ideas for eye-catching covers, this one blew me away. It was just brilliant. But what was also nice was that inside the ebook, each story had its own beautiful graphic black and white image that related to the story in some way, and that made my Kindle ebook edition seem, you know, really special. So I feel I was reading something really nice. Now, depending on what type of horror you like, not all the stories are going to appeal to you. Now, I have to say that none of the stories in themselves are horrible, blood splattering, you know, things being ripped out of people, that sort of thing. They're all very different, and there's not a great deal of shock horror in there, which is good. But some of the stories too, the authors, although they've created some wonderful stories, have left the endings of their stories so sort of subtle that they were almost felt like they hadn't been finished, and I'm sure that wasn't their intention at all. But as a reader, I'm thinking, have I missed something? You know, is something missing from this story? And sort of skimming back through it, I find no, I'm, you know, what the author was trying to do just didn't come across, and that happened with a couple of stories. But for the most part, they're all very different and very wonderful. Okay, now there's some really creepy ones there. One of my favourites is about a junkie prostitute, and she brings a man home one night and she gets pregnant, and she still keeps shooting up. Well, after, you know, a while, the needles start disappearing into her arm. And it's really frightening. The outcome on that is just brilliant. Okay, there's another one which is more sort of dark humour, and it's about two young guys who are visiting. One of the guys, his uncle has this huge, beautiful house, and, you know, fabulous possessions and everything, and you know, his friend says, "Where'd your uncle get all this?" And he says, "Well, you know, he came back from Iraq and he just had it. And, oh, he was in drug." No, straight as a die, my uncle. Well, the funny thing about this book is that in Iraq, the uncle had found a genie's lamp and said, "Look, I just want a nice house and everything. I won't bother you again, Mr. Genie." And he's kept the genie locked away in this glass cabinet. Well, the boys have got some pot, but they've got no way to smoke it. They don't have any ciggy papers or anything like that. And apparently, I don't know, I didn't know this, but if you're under 18, you can't even buy cigarette papers in maybe some parts of America, I don't know. But one of the boys discovers the genie's lamp and decides that they're going to turn it into a bomb. Well, it's just the genie, the way he gets his revenge, it's scary, but it's also very, very fun too. But the only problem I had with that story, Dark Realmers, was because they're Latino, and I don't have a problem with them being Latino, is that they kept using Spanish words. Now, I can understand that, you know, once or twice, whatever, but the author kept using it throughout the story. And I kept having to resist this urge to find, you know, a Spanish English dictionary and look it up. So it does pull you out of the moment. And I can understand that an author would do that just to emphasize, you know, that, using Spanish words is just natural for these characters. But when they overdo it, it tends to pull you out of the moment. Now, like I said, there are some great stories in this anthology. Some to make you think, you know. There's one great story which is sort of another darkly humorous tale about a vampire who he sees people coming out of this building and he feeds on one of them and he finds that their blood there's something really nice in their blood. Well, he becomes addicted to this blood, and I won't tell you what the ending is, but it's a very, very clever story. So, Dark Realmers, if you're looking for a really cheap read, because like I said, it's less than $2 US, then you can't go past this anthology. And like I said at the beginning, you'll be doing not only yourself a favour by getting a cheap read, but you'll also be supporting the indie authors that contributed and wrote these stories, but also helping in the wonderful fight against cancer wherever it is in the world. So check that one out for yourselves, Dark Realmers. Now, that's available on Amazon. I'm not sure if it's available on other e-readers, okay, but as I said, it's a really great anthology. Now, I'm going to be checking out this Colorado Writers Group again to see if they have any more anthologies out there, and I'll definitely do a review of those ones for you. But that's it from me, Dark Realmers. As I said, I hope you've enjoyed this review, and let me know in the comments if it's something that you consider picking up, okay, and what sort of horror stories you'd be expecting within it, okay. Well, that's it from me, Dark Realmers. As I always say at the end of my videos, stay in the light, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye for now.